Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be sharing some of my best tips and tricks on how to get rich in Adopt Me. Now I'm going to split this video into two halves. The first half is going to be all about general tips and tricks that can help you grow out your inventory and get better pets over time. Then in the second half we're going to move on to trade-in tips and how you don't lose value in your inventory when you're trading. So make sure to watch until the end to know all the best tips and tricks on how to get rich in Adopt Me. But before we get started, here are some of my best pets and some pets I have that are in high demand in my inventory to show you that I know what I'm talking about. Even if you don't think I'm that rich, I'm still richer than I was when I started and I still have mega legendaries. So if you want mega legendaries or you want your inventory to be even richer, make sure you watch until the end of this video. My first tip is to make neons and megas yourself. If you have 4 of the same pet, you can combine them to make a neon, and if you have 4 neons, you can make a mega neon. This can be a really good way to increase the value of your inventory because you turn in multiple pets into like one really good pet. And instead of trading for mega pets, especially if they're already in the game, you could try and make them yourself, because when you're aging up pets, it also gives you like loads of bucks. So instead of immediately trading away all of your duplicate pets, consider saving them up and making a neon or a mega yourself. My second tip is to use the pet pens. If you're trying to grow out your inventory or make neons and earn bucks, make sure you use the pet pens. And it would be even better if it's 4 of the same pet, so you can make a neon and earn bucks offline. You don't even have to do any work. You literally just put them in the pet pen and then it does all the work for you. And over time, you'll have a neon pet and like loads of extra bucks. So the pet pens is definitely a must. I see so many people with empty pet pens and I just don't get it. Just put 4 pets in there and then you get extra bucks and extra pets. Tip number 3, don't get scammed. And I know what you're thinking, girl, I don't get scammed on purpose. I don't want to get scammed. I can't help it. But if you want to get rich and Adopt Me, you need to protect the inventory that you already have. Don't get scammed. Always double check your trades before accepting them and make sure you know exactly what you're receiving and what you're giving away. Don't trust people who tell you to give them pets first and promise that they'll give you back something later. Also, be careful with fake giveaways from YouTubers, like anyone, trust trades, and anyone trying to pressure you into accepting a trade quickly. If something feels suspicious, just don't do it. It is much better to miss out on a trade than to lose a valuable pet because of a scam. My next tip is about buying eggs. If you're looking to hatch eggs, I recommend looking at the limited time eggs available in the Gumball machine. The reason is that these eggs aren't available forever. Once they're replaced by new eggs, the old ones can become more difficult to get. Look at the fallow deer from the woodland egg. That is such a good example of a pet being so took for granted while it's in the game, and then when it's gone, everyone wants it. It's become an exotic. That means that over time, they may become more desirable to collectors or players who want pets from older eggs. So if you're going to spend your bucks on eggs, consider getting eggs that are limited time rather than eggs that will always be available. My next tip is about spending Robux. If you're going to spend your Robux on Adopt Me, I would recommend thinking carefully about what you're buying. Personally, I would consider buying a limited time pet or something like a ride or fly potion, because there is a shop icon on the side of the screen. If you go into it, you'll see there's like loads of options. For example, the bees are way cheaper than they were, so I would recommend buying them now before they go back to normal price. My next example is the cuddly candle pet. As you can see, it costs around like just over 400 Robux. But then if you go to look at the ride potion as well, it's like less expensive. But if you look at them both on values, they're both worth the same. And you'll find that more people want to trade for a ride potion than the cuddly candle pet. My next tip is to play admin abuse events whenever you can. In the UK, at 5 PM every Saturday, there is an admin abuse in Adopt Me, and every time they give you 2 admin abuse eggs, which you can get anything in the game from. Okay, the next tip is a little bit more specific. If your account has the rule where you're shown a sequence when opening eggs instead of the usual odds, then you may want to consider using an account that displays the normal odds when you're hatching eggs. The reason is that if you're able to see the actual odds, you can make your decisions based on the probabilities shown in the game. However, You should always make sure you're following Adopt Me's rules and Roblox's rules when using multiple accounts or playing the game. The important thing here is to understand that the egg system works on your account and make informed decisions rather than blindly spending all of your bucks on eggs. Okay guys, thank you for making it this far. Now we're on to part 2 of the video, and this half is about trading. Trading is one of the biggest ways people grow their inventories in Adopt Me, so let's get into some tips that can help you become a better trader. Trading tip number 1. Make a good profile. My first tip is about making a good profile. Your profile is really important because it lets other players know what you're looking for and what you're trading. Make sure your profile is clear and easy to understand. You could include things like pets you're looking for, pets you're trading, or items you're interested in. This can make it much easier for other players to find you and offer trades that match what you want. A good profile can basically save you time instead of having to explain everything to every person you meet. Your profile can do some of the work for you. There are also tutorials on YouTube and TikTok on how to make your profile look really pretty while also having all the information that you need. My next tip is to use L values when you're trading. Values can be really useful because they give you the general idea of how different pets compare in terms of demand and trading value. However, remember that values aren't the only thing that matters. Demand, rarity, and what people are actually willing to trade can all affect whether a trade is good or bad. So, use value lists as a tool to help you make decisions, but don't rely on them blindly. ELV is quite good because they update quite regularly about what's hot, what's demanding, and what people are looking for. It's also a good idea to learn about demand and understand what players are actually looking for yourself. My third trading tip is don't always overpay. If your main goal is to grow your inventory and get richer, I wouldn't recommend constantly overpaying for pets. If you overpay every time you make a trade, you could end up losing so much value in your inventory. Instead, try to make trades when you're getting a good deal or gaining something that you can potentially trade for more later. But there's an important exception to this. If you are building an inventory that makes you happy, then it doesn't always matter if you overpay a little bit. For example, if there's a pet you've always wanted and you're happy to give more for it, then that's completely up to you. This is where the difference between profit values and happy values come in. If your goal is to become rich as possible, focus more on making good trades and avoiding unnecessary overpays. But if your goal is to have an inventory full of pets that you genuinely love, then don't be afraid to trade for your dream pets just because the trade isn't technically a win. At the end of the day, it's your inventory and you should enjoy it. Anyways guys, that's it for today's videos. Those are my tips and tricks on how to get rich in Adopt Me, from making neons and megas, choosing limited time opportunities, protecting yourself from scams, and improving your trading strategies. Just remember that getting rich in Adopt Me doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, patience, and a lot of smart decisions. And most importantly, don't forget to enjoy the game. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss my next Adopt Me video, and let me know in the comments what your best tip for getting rich is in Adopt Me, so you can help out the other viewers and you can help out me too. But thank you so much for watching. Have the best day ever. Bye!